There's a kind of expectation these days that if it's IMAX, it's going to be a bunch of explosions and a lot of special effects. This is a movie that really was made in a very handmade, almost analog way, shooting on celluloid, doing a lot of the effects practically, and instead of explosions and monsters, we're showing dance numbers and Technicolor palettes and sweeping strings recorded the old-fashioned way with real musicians in a room. It's a kind of old Hollywood approach to big screen movie making that I love, that we don't see that much of anymore, so I love giving it the kind of emphasis that IMAX does.
The movie has this incredible kind of width to it, and the color is so extreme and beautiful. I can't imagine, not seeing this on a big screen because it just is such a rich experience. And then in terms of hearing it, I mean, as a musical with the kind of score and a 90-piece orchestra playing all of these songs, I think it sounds like a pretty cool way to see a movie that was really made for theaters in the ultimate theater setting.
One of the things I was really happy with was the extent to which the image held up on IMAX. The grain, the texture, the focus really sort of sustained and held up in a very beautiful way.
This film was made to be seen on a big screen. It was made to be a real cinematic experience. It's one of the main things Damien talked to me about, was that he wanted to make a film that you would have to see in the theater with people. I think IMAX sounds like the most exciting version of that.
I wanted every moment of this movie to feel epic. I wanted it to feel like a big screen epic about everyday life. How do you take a story of ordinary people in a real-life city, often shooting real locations that aren't even the most glamorous locations in the city, but invest them with the same kind of grandeur and urgency that you expect from a giant blockbuster or an epic, widescreen spectacular, or an old-fashioned musical, for that matter. And one lovely thing about IMAX is that it kind of does a lot of that lifting for you. It does elevate even the smallest moments. And also just, it does feel like the right marriage, of material and format. This does feel like a movie that is well served by IMAX, and I really wanted the movie to harken back to some of those 50s, 60s roadshow movies that you had to see on a big screen. And in some ways I think IMAX is kind of the modern day equivalent of that.